That's it. And we gapping that. I can't wait.
Now I know I'm gonna get asked, am I trading the SP2 in for the new V4R?
What's up, guys? It's your boy FastLaneD, and today I got something special for you. You'll see the Ducati gear on everywhere we are repping because we are at the unveiling, ready for red of all the 2023 or most of 2023 bikes for Ducati. Now they are going to unveil the V4R today. I have not seen it yet, and I cannot wait to lay my eyes on it.
And of course, winning that World Superbike Championship with Bautista was an incredible success this last year, and for the first time ever on the Panigale platform, and specifically for the V4, despite how great the bike is, this is the first time we've locked down that championship. And a lot of the things that we've learned from what we do in racing, as you know, make its way to the street and what we build in a production bike, and this is no different. Señoras and señores, the new Panigale V4R. Take a look at this thing, absolutely beautiful. This is racing.
First time I'm going to sit on the V4R. I'm excited. Hold on. Yeah, there you go. Who knows? Who knows? Better, but you know, it's still good, it's still good.
And nigga, you gotta be in them turns like that.
Turn? Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. And once I finish gapping Kunis, I'll be like, let's go, baby!
Cap. I'll cap. Right.
That's it, and we gapping that. I can't wait. SP2 over the R, baby. Ah! Let's go. Little dude.
Let's go, Luna. That's what I'm talking about, girl. Man, I love this freaking bike. Guys, I got my heated grips going in this cold February day. It's wet out, so nothing too crazy gonna be going on. It's crazy how my body's cold, but since my hands are warm, I really don't feel that cold. I love these heated grips. But yesterday, I went to the unveiling of the new 2023 Panigale V4R, and I kind of want to talk about everything that happened, just because when we were at the actual venue, it was loud, there's music playing, so if I were to film anything, I would have got copyrighted. And it was cool to kind of take the time to meet and talk with you guys. I met a lot of you guys that were there, and I get a lot of messages asking, how can you guys know about these events that I go to? And I post everything on Instagram. So if you're not following me over on Instagram, what are you doing, dude? If you're not following me over on Instagram, go follow your boy. That's where I post everything, at least that I'm allowed to make public. Always post over there. So the V4R, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Absolutely incredible machine. The thing has the potential to make 240 horsepower. That is absolutely absurd, especially with how light the Ducatis are. Now, you don't get all that 240 horsepower right out the gates. Stock, it comes with, I think, 207 horsepower and 82 foot-pounds of torque, which is crazy because my bike, which is the V4 SP2, comes with 200, and these numbers might be wrong, so I'll put the right ones up. I think it's 210 horsepower with 90 foot-pounds of torque. So this thing has more torque and more horsepower right out the gate. But if you want to fully unlock the V4R, you got to put the full Acura Racing exhaust on there, the beautiful wheelbarrow exhaust, which makes the bike almost look like a race bike. And that exhaust isn't cheap. It's about $8,000 once you include like taxes and everything. Okay, $8 grand. And that bike MSRPs, the V4R, I think like $44,900, so let's just say $45,000. This bike retails at $39,500, so you're looking at like $5,500 extra dollars for that bike. And once you install the racing exhaust, that bumps you up to 237 horsepower at the crank. In order to get the full 240, what you got to do, put the Ducati oil. Now Ducati partnered up with Shell to make some sort of oil that reduces the friction, and I don't know. I'm not going to get into the details. That's over my pay grade. I just like to ride these bikes. I'm a rider, baby, not a mechanic. So yeah, it creates less friction. That's really only good for a bike with a dry clutch. So you wouldn't want to put that oil in like a bike with a wet clutch. That's not going to be good for that. So there, you're probably looking at, let's say, $8,000 for the exhaust, and then you got to add on another $1,000 probably for install, because you got to break that bike down. I was talking to a Ducati tech yesterday, and he was saying Ducati says 10 hours. He said realistically it'll take about like 13 to 15 hours, somewhere in that range. So that's 2 full days of labor you got to pay a tech to install that, unless you trust yourself enough to break down Ducati to that extent, which I don't trust myself, that's for sure. That's a lot. And y'all know I do most of the stuff on my bikes, and that's I'm good. I'll take it to a tech to do that. So like I said, $8,000 for the exhaust, another $1,000 for the install. I don't know how much the oil is. So let's say you're looking at, I don't know, $9 grand and some change on top of the MSRP. So you pay $45,000, then you got to pay another $9,000 immediately to get that bike unlocked to its full potential of 240 horsepower, which is nuts on a stock wheelbase bike, man. That is just absurd. Like, that's H2 numbers right there. And that bike's supercharged. So to do that on a naturally aspirated motor, like, good job, Ducati. That's absurd, man. Woo, love this thing, man. Now back to the looks of the bike. I mean, it looks absolutely incredible. I do like the livery that they put on the bike. It literally looks like a MotoGP bike. And then once you put that exhaust on, I mean, it's gonna be hard to tell the difference to the untrained eye, at least. I love the use of the #1. Also love the use of the different reds. So I didn't know this, but those reds kind of represent all the previous Panigale reds that have been used. So that's cool how they incorporated that, the number 1. You got the traditional beautiful silver tank, which I absolutely love this. The brushed aluminum just looks sick. If you've not seen one in person, you're missing out. Especially if you don't think it looks good, because it just, the details of this tank, it looks incredible. And for those that also don't know, this bike comes with a 1103cc motor, and the V4R comes with a 998cc motor. So it's a smaller motor, but it puts out more power. Now they do that so they can race that bike. It's a race engine. Now I know I'm gonna get asked, am I trading the SP2 in for the new V4R? Hell yeah, these boys out here wilding. I can't even include what they're doing because they'll get demonetized. So, but just know they were doing some crazy wheelies. It's cool to see. And here's kind of my answer to that. This bike retails at $39,500, okay? The V4R retails at $44,900. What this bike has over the V4R, I'll start it off like this, is I get the carbon fiber wheels. I get the Rizoma foot pegs. I get the electronic suspension, and that's all I can remember off the top of my head. But I get all of that for a cheaper price. Now, where the V4R justifies its price is with that engine, that 998cc race engine. Other than that, like, there's nothing over the V4R has over the SP2. Everything else is the same. I got a chance to sit on the bike. It literally felt like I was sitting on my bike. It's the exact same. The dash is all the exact same. Like, the seating position, like clip-ons, like everything else is the exact same. Now, I haven't gotten a chance to ride that bike yet, which I would love to, because I've never ridden that bike with that motor, and I've only heard great things, especially with the top end. Now, like I said, this bike makes more power stock for stock, but once you put an exhaust on the V4R, it makes more. I think this thing with an exhaust makes like 218 or 228. I think it's 228 it makes with the exhaust on it. Stock for stock, this is winning, but once you start modding it, which anyone that buys this caliber of bike is going to mod it. No one's going to ride this thing around completely stock. The cool part is technically, I think I could put that Shell engine oil in here, or the Ducati engine oil. I'm not sure, since this thing also comes equipped with a dry clutch, just like the V4R. Someone correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below. I wonder how much it would make with the exhaust and that oil on it, or in it. That'd be a cool little test. But you also got to remember, with the V4R comes a lot more maintenance. Like, that is a race bike. Like, Ducati literally squeezed every ounce of power they could out of that bike. Like, even putting a different type of oil in it so they could gain an extra 3 horsepower. Like, that bike is completely maxed out how it is. This guy's looking at me like, what the heck? You what? Thank you, man. I appreciate it. He likes the sweatshirt, which I'm wearing my merch right now. It's coming, guys. It's coming. The merch you've been seeing my friends wear is just samples I've been ordering and kind of testing out, and I just wasn't happy with the quality of some of the samples I got, so I handed them out to my friends. I'm not gonna sell you guys sweatshirts and merch that I'm not happy with the quality. That's just not how I operate. I'm gonna only sell you guys some quality stuff, so just be patient with me. I could rush and get you guys crappy quality stuff, but I don't operate like that. I've been getting a ton of messages about it, and I really do appreciate you guys' support, for real. It means a lot. Oh, the beauty of being on a motorcycle. Suckers. But we made it to one of my favorite spots. Let me get off and kind of talk to you guys so I can gather my thoughts. Oh, so you just see how that idles? That drives me nuts. And apparently that's normal with the T800 up map, which is kind of ridiculous for how expensive it is. Which, if anyone has like a fix for that, let me know, please, because I tried to do a bunch of research and everyone says that their bike does the exact same thing.
God, this bike is so loud. sounds like a true race bike. Just listen to it. But all right, let me cut it off so we can actually kind of have a conversation here. Anyway, just look at this thing. Sheesh. Ducati definitely knows how to design some beautiful bikes. Now to get back to the question of am I gonna buy the R or trade this in for the R, is for the type of riding that I do, this bike just makes a lot more sense. The maintenance interval on the R is a lot more. Like that bike was not meant for you to just be like casually riding around town on this bike, racking up miles or doing like random trips with your boys or riding around the city. Like that bike is meant to be on the track. Like that's its main purpose. I'm not saying the SP2 is not built to be on the track, but the R is even more oriented. And with how much Ducati's pushing that engine, you gotta be on top of the maintenance with that bike. Like if I bought that bike 100%, I would follow everything by the book. And I'm not saying I would do that with the SP2, but I'm just saying with that bike, you kind of have to. If you're the type of person who has infinite funds, then hell yeah, go for the V4R. If you're balling on a budget, kind of like how I am, then this bike probably makes a little bit more sense. Now, some of y'all like budget, but yeah, I don't have endless cash, all right? Now, if you're that kind of person that does, you're probably either gonna buy the Superleg with that engine or the R. Now, if you were to put those two bikes next to each other, the R and the SP2, with those two liveries and just basing it off of looks, I'm probably gonna go with the SP2, to be completely honest with you. Like I said, take that with a grain of salt. I've never ridden an R, but based on just looks alone, I love this livery. It's different. If you haven't seen an SP2 in person, it is absolutely a menacing looking. Like, I freaking love it. Everyone that sees it in person is like, what? The livery they put on the R is cool, but this is more up my alley, which, fun fact, if you didn't know, the reason why they do these bikes in black.
Well, first off, you can see that its livery is this black livery. In fact, we call this the winter test livery. And the reason behind that, anybody know why our winter test bikes are in black? Not just because it looks cool. I mean, it looks cool, of course. But really, it's because they haven't figured out the sponsors. So when you see those bikes that are actually out there in the winter running around the track in black, and you're like, man, why aren't they all decaled up? It's because not everyone's put their money on the table yet. It's going to take a little bit of time to sort that all out. And usually that happens like days, if not minutes, before the global launch of the bike.
Yeah, I'm in love with this bike. I'm definitely very happy that I ended up buying this bike, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was gonna put a deposit down on the R, and this kind of popped up before I got the chance to do that. And I'm happy we got Luna on the channel. Sad part is, all the bikes for 2023, the V4Rs are spoken for. Only way you're gonna get one now is if someone backs out of the deposit they put down. But otherwise, you gotta wait till next year, 2024. And also the other sad part is that I think we're coming to the end of the Panigale era. Like, they're gonna completely redesign everything after 2024. So they'll run that bike for 2 years, 2023, 2024. And I was like, will you guys do another version of the Superleg? And they were like, no, probably not, since they pretty much already did that. So, oh, it's wet in here, I gotta be careful. Oh man, it's coming down now. Man, the things I do to get you guys this content on this wet, cold February night. All right, but you guys comment down below. Would you buy the SP2 or would you buy the R? Do you think I made the right decision, or do you think I should have went in my gut and got the R? Those gear changes sound so good, and of course we need gas. That's all we got for you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and rush to get home and get out of this rain. If y'all enjoyed that video, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, join the FastLaneD gang bang. Hey, Luna, D, we out. I'll catch y'all on the next one. I gotta chill out, the ground's just getting wet. Peace.